Apparently, Garrett has a girlfriend back home.
Ooh. Excuse me? Okay. Not surprised. Casey, does your boy have a girlfriend?
No! You don't have a girlfriend?
No.
You didn't. You waited to this moment when you were eliminated. That's why it's a B move, because you didn't say that. At least with Chris out here snitching and hoeing out here early. Okay, this guy is a Randall and he's accepted that he's a Randall. Okay, but this guy Matt here is disguised as, oh, you know, because I think you should know this. Don't lie. You would have gone to your grave with this information had you not been eliminated. Therefore, what I'm saying is, yes, ladies, take the information because it's been given freely to you, but you never want to date this guy ever.
But, Kojo, when did he have time and the opportunity to reveal this other than the
when he had a conversation with them?
But when did he ever have a conversation with any of these ladies? The whole reason he was in the bottom two was because no one had made a real connection with him.
And why is that?
So therefore, he didn't have. Well, there's how many guys on this show and how many ladies? There's only 3 ladies and like 20-something dudes, right? Mm-hmm. So not everyone is going to have a chance to have time to have conversation with these ladies. And what you're seeing in this elimination round is a lot of the ladies putting up guys who they haven't had time to connect with, right?
That's
you see that with Sarah's options, you see that with some of CJ's options and Nikita, right? So I think that his situation, he ended up saying this because it could be, I'm not saying that this is the absolute reason. It could be because he didn't have any time and space or opportunity to say it ahead of time. And you know, he really gets nothing out of this. And I get the whole snitching factor and bro code and, you know, all this other type of stuff. But I think he did the right thing.
It's like he's lying.
You and Garrett kissed yesterday.
Yeah, Garrett, what's your story?
This was a relationship that was about 4 months long. And
I don't want to go into that.
And letting it be known. Because, look, your sins will find you out, my friend. And
they will.
If Garrett were to, you know, complete this whole process flying under the radar with having a girlfriend at home and everything like that, then, you know, like, justice would not be served. It would not be a, you know, even playing field. And I think it would be a disservice to the young lady who's being played. And I think more men need to start looking out for women who are being played by other guys.
On a show like this?
Especially on a show like this.
Especially when this never works for you and you never end up being the person the girl likes. What is the point?
But he wasn't doing it for it to work for him because he was already eliminated at this point.
But my point is this: when you had regardless of whether he had major time with the girls or not, he had time. He could have found time to go and speak to the girls. Say, hey, I've got information for you. He didn't, right? Because he didn't want to look like a little snitch. Then he waited for this time where I've been eliminated, and it makes it I'm just doing this because obviously I've been eliminated, and you should know this information. You're still a snitch. Okay, you're still a snitch. You ain't getting away with it.
He's a snitch, but at the end of the day, it was useful and helpful information that needed to be
for
said
the girls. Yeah, for the girls. But I'm talking about from a perspective of if now you're looking for a girl, which girl is going to date you after that? None of them. It doesn't get you into their panties, doesn't get you into their good graces. They don't care. Okay, because in the end,
talking about the 3 girls on this show?
I'm talking about, I'm not talking about it
in
forever.
General life.
I'm not saying it forever, but I'm talking about in a dating sense. A man that is willing to snitch on other men, irrespective of whether they're moving mad or not, never gets the girl that you're thinking you're going to get. When have you ever seen a girl end up dating the guy that was snitching on other guys?
Listen.
It don't happen.
Listen.
Snitches get stitches.
It actually, listen, I have seen a lot of things in my day. I've seen
that.
Go for the guy that snitched on the other guy. Okay, I've seen it.
Real? When you ever seen that?
I've literally seen it happen.
A rarity.
It will happen because you know why? Because what the role that he's playing is, I'm gonna let you cry on my shoulder, and I'm gonna comfort you when this guy breaks your heart, and I'm gonna be there for you, and they're gonna create an emotional trauma bond. That happens, okay? Now, I think in this
that's not healthy, right?
But in this environment, he's gonna look like a good guy because what he's gonna look like is he's gonna look like I'm looking out for the emotional well-being of another young lady by telling her what she needs to know about an F-boy, right? And so, you know, whether or not she's willing to heed his advice, whether or not he's able to get like rewards out of this, I think the fact that he's not able to get any rewards out of this and he's still giving her the helpful information that she needs, I think that's going to make him more of a credible source. He's not being chosen. He's actually already been eliminated, all that type of stuff. So it puts him in a position to be more credible with his information, and he's getting nothing out of it.
I agree. It's credible. I'm not saying that he's not credible. I'm saying
and him in the future, when it comes to women, if they were to watch this whole thing, they would be like, oh, clearly you're a good guy because you were able to call out F-boy behavior for what it was, even though you didn't have nothing to gain out of it.
Nice guy.
So
not a good guy.
But it's going to put him in that category, you know,
he's
regardless.
not going in the category. A good guy should mind his goddamn business, okay? Because a man should be at peace, and you ain't gonna be at peace if you snitch on a man. No, because the whole point is this: he at the right time when you had the opportunity to do this without cause. See, you're missing the cause here. The cause was at the end. He was going home. Do you see what I'm saying? He was going home, right? And
so you're saying he should have done it beforehand.
If he really cared about the girls, that's what I'm trying to say. You're taking it as him caring. He's not caring. He does not give a hoots about the girls. It's not about the girls. It's about him. It's about being able to blow up the spot of other people. It's got nothing to do with the girls. He doesn't care about the girls because if he did, he would have released this earlier on. That's my point I'm trying to make. He doesn't care about the girls.
But maybe he was trying to see, you know, how the girls would naturally gravitate, right? And so, Chris,
let them gravitate then. Why are you saying it when you're leaving?
But listen, Chris is also a snitch, okay?
Yeah, he's a snitch.
He did not wait to be eliminated before he started snitching.
Yeah.
So basically, we are putting him in a category of undesirable because he snitched, you know, and it just seems like he's trying to advance his own game. Like this is a game strategy. Whereas this guy, he didn't come in with a snitching game strategy. That wasn't his initial MO. He snitched after things played out against him. So really, there's no incentive for him to snitch. He is just giving you helpful information out of the goodness of his heart.
No.
But look, he's like, he's like, look, I'm not going to be here to reap any benefits of this information that I'm giving you, but I'm going to give you this information on my person.
No, but even if he stayed, him saying it, what would he reap? The whole point is that he did it that's what I say is a coward's move because you didn't do it when you're going to have to see the men again. You did it as you leaving. It's a coward's move. Number two, also, he's getting something out of it. He's getting something out of it.
That's a coward move from a male perspective.
But that's my point.
But from a female,
you're not going to date him.
But from a female perspective, I was already not going to date him.
It's this what I'm trying to say. So you've made it yourself even more undesirable.
He's already eliminated, though.
No. But women seeing that as not going to make him more desirable. It's making him look ugly.
It actually doesn't make him look ugly, though. Listen.
So you telling me that you would date someone who does something like this?
No, Koja. At the point at which he said,
no, I'm not saying on the show. I'm saying, would you date someone who does something like this?
No, I'm saying, but what he's done is in the context of the show, right? At this point, he has already been eliminated. So we've already made it clear you're not dateable in the eyes of any of these ladies, right? So he has already been put in that category. Nobody's looking to date him.
Yeah,
you're being eliminated
because he's a nice guy.
But Koja, he still decided to divulge hopeful information for these ladies to make future decisions in this game.
For what reason?
Ask him, because
I can tell you why. Because I'm a man. I can tell you.
He gains nothing out of this.
Yes, he does.
As a man, you're looking at it from a bro code perspective.
No, not bro code.
As a lady, I'm looking at it from more of like, okay, we're in this scenario where we're playing this game where the ladies are oblivious to who is the F boy, who is the nice guy. We've already eliminated you. You know you're being eliminated. So as I'm moving forward, you could just take the approach of, I don't give a F who this girl ends up with. You know, he reveals that he's a self-proclaimed nice guy, right? And so in true nice guy fashion, he's like, you know what? Even though you eliminated me, I still care about you as a person and how you end up ultimately in this game.
Oh, you adding a lot there.
It could, but I'm saying these are things that could be interpreted by his actions from a female's perspective, right? So he's basically saying, look, you eliminated me, but I still don't want to see you get your heart broken. So that being said, I'm going to tell you about a danger that I know about, where there is a guy who has told me that he has a girl left at home, that he wants a girl that has fake boobs, all this other type of stuff, because you know what? I see this guy as actually a danger to you, not to me. I've already been eliminated. You know, like it makes him no different. But what he's basically saying is, you know, I don't want you to potentially be lied to this whole way through and then fall for a complete F-boy who's going to shatter and break your heart at the end. That is literally what happened. And he gave her very vital information that she can actually use to her advantage to get a better option. That's not going to be him. And he already knows it's not going to be him. This isn't about him. And
It is about him. That's the point.
How?
Because it's the motivation to tell the information.
What's the motivation?
Here's a motivation. This is why I say he's a nice guy, not a good guy. Because a good guy wouldn't have said nothing. Would have kept it pushing. The nice guy would say something because actually what you don't realize is it's hurt. The rejection actually hurts. So I'm going to blow up other men's spot at this moment in time and tell you as if this is me helping you out. It's got nothing to do with that. If you wanted to help her out, you would have said it ages ago. You didn't. You waited to this moment where you feel hurt by the rejection and then you release the information about other men. You ain't helping those girls. You don't care about them. Okay? This is about blowing up the spot of other men to make you feel better in that moment because you got rejected by the females there. Going home is rejection. Going home is rejection.
So you're saying, Kojo, by your logic, you're saying that a good guy would rather let a girl get played.
Who else knew about Gary?
Hold on. So you're saying that the marks of a good guy is seeing that a guy is clearly lying to a young lady with the intention of breaking her heart. And the good guy is going to allow the girl to get her heart broken by the lying male because that makes him a good guy?
Yes. Because I keep telling you, this is what ladies don't understand. If I blow up his spot, I have to be ready for war. This is why women and men are so much more different. In order for me to blow up the spot, I have to be ready to fight. Because that's what it will come down to. Right? In most of these cases, when men go against men, it comes down to a fight, which is why men don't often hold each other accountable because it will mean I have to go to war with you. Do you understand? So when a man decides in that moment to do that, to snitch like that, right? I call it snitching in that sense, right? Because he chose the right time to do it. He didn't choose to do it in the show earlier on like Chris, okay? Which I really don't rate the movement, okay? Then you're showing us what you're really about. You're not the good guy. That's where you're going to get fooled. The good guy doesn't say that. The reason why is because I can't block every single man that I see moving mad and tell every single girl this guy is a bad guy. Can't do that. You will never live long in this life. Do you understand? You have to understand your territory and domain. There are certain people, yes, if I know you and I'm cool with you and I appreciate you because we've had some time together and maybe we're friends or whatever, or, you know, we're close enough or whatever, I can then go, that guy's a player, that guy's a player, that guy's a player. I know the information because we have an affinity. He did not have any affinity to the girls. It had nothing to do with the girls and all to do with the fact that he was hurt from the rejection. I'm going to block these men. Well, since you're sending me home, all right, since you're sending me home, I'm going to block everybody else. Now, I'm not saying the information he isn't saying is not true. I'm not saying it's not helpful for the girls. What I'm telling you is he is no better. Okay, because this is the kind of guy that sings like a canary in these situations and doesn't understand that when you are moving as a man, you can't blow up every single spot. Because unless you're looking for war, you can't blow up every spot. So yes, I'm going to see certain girls and they're going to get played. I can't do nothing about it. Here's why. I don't know you. And unless I'm ready to go to war for every single person, I can't keep doing that. I have to understand you have to stand on your own 2 feet. That's what I'm saying to you about good guy versus nice guy. Now, I'm not talking about instances where you see someone out and about and, and something crazy happening with other men and you step in. That's different scenarios. We're talking about the context of throwing salt on other man's name during his playing days or whatever, right? Unless you are in affiliation with this woman, why are you throwing the salt on other men? I know it sounds mad, but trust me, this guy never gets no play. We've seen it as men. You don't get no play. You don't get a play. It's what you wouldn't date a guy like this. You wouldn't. There's not many girls who would, right? Because he carries that energy that he told at the that thing that he told at the very end carries actually an energy. You carry that whole nice guy energy, and we know about nice guys. They do things on their own terms because they don't have the strength or the assertiveness to do it themselves. That's why they orbit in the friend zone. This is why they are very passive. And that moment showed us everything about Matthew. I'm not saying you can't get girls, by the way. I'm just saying, in the context of this, big man, we see you. We see you.
All
you
right.
could have said this earlier. Audience, let us know what you thought down below. me and Maria going back and forth. What do you guys think?
Yeah, let me know your thoughts.
Let us know your thoughts.
I disagree with like a lot of what you're saying. Like,
fair enough.
I just think, the approach that you're taking, which I expect you to take this approach as a male. It's very much so this energy of bros before hoes.
Absolutely.
Right? And I think that is actually Fboy energy, the bros before hoes mentality. And the reason I say this is because if you are a real good guy, right, your morals stay intact regardless of the situation, right? If you know that it is wrong to lie and cheat and steal when it comes to a girl and you wouldn't do it for yourself, you're not the type that would stand for it happening on the flip side, right? And I understand what you're saying about going to war. Maybe not every girl is worth you going to war, which
Definitely
is
isn't.
why it was strategic for him to wait for him to be eliminated before revealing this information, because he understands the fact that he doesn't have a strong enough bond and connection with these ladies to actually go to war for them, right? But he has enough morals set in place to know that it is wrong for the likes of Garrett to be out here with a girlfriend back home, objectifying women, talking about they need fake boobs and all this other stuff by lying to Sarah and all this other type of stuff. He recognized a lion and wolf in sheep's clothing, and he knows that the damage that this could do. Now, the heartbreak of a woman is something that, as a woman, I cannot even describe to you. I don't have all of the words to describe to you, and the damage that it could do to a woman's self-esteem and all this other type of stuff. So if we see that the heartbreak of a woman could potentially take place down the line and we don't do anything to prevent that, as a man or a woman or whatever, you've stepped out of the nice guy or good guy persona. You have now stepped into a calloused place with a lack of empathy, with a lack of care for, a woman and her heart and her feelings. You've now reduced yourself to the likes of Garrett. Like, you're on his same level because he has also no empathy or care for this woman's heart and emotions. So him realizing the dynamics that are at play and then revealing this information, you may debate on the timing at which it came out and all that. Granted, we can debate that all day. But I think that this information needed to be said, and the guy that reveals this type of information is a guy that, regardless of when he says it, is giving this woman helpful information that could potentially prevent a broken heart from happening, right? Now, he happened to do it when he had nothing to gain. He was already eliminated. He didn't have a chance with any of these ladies, and he revealed this information. I appreciate that about him, because there are too many guys out here that sees a guy laying wait as a predator, preying on a young lady and her heart and her emotion, and he just stands back and allows it to happen. We talk about good cops and bad cops all the time. And the cops that allow other cops to racially profile, abuse their power, and all this type of stuff, them not saying anything makes them a bad cop too. So if you're a guy just standing there a lot, like seeing this all play out in the wild, okay, and you don't do anything to, help this young lady who's clearly easily emotionally manipulated. This is Sarah we're talking about here. No experience. Remember, she's the least experienced out of all three ladies. She has no clue what she's up against. And she's falling straight for the traps. And he watches all this play out and just allows it to happen. Hold on. What does that say about the type of guy that he is, that just allows a young lady to go through this type of heartbreak and all this type of stuff? I think that would put him in bad guy zone, because it's like you didn't even care enough about this young lady's emotions, because really that's more pride and ego on his part, because he's like, I'm eliminated, so you wanted to eliminate the nice guy, so therefore I'm gonna let you go through the heartbreak and all this unbeknownst to you. That is spiteful. That is vengeful. That says way worse about his character than it does for him to reveal it after having already been eliminated when he can't gain anything from it. That's all I'm saying. And I'm going to just leave it at that.
That's a very passionate speech, and I hear you. First of all, it's not similar to the police situation, because these are loyalty lines,
it's not
the same thing. Let me give you an example. Okay, if you're making that example, let me put it as this: if your best friend is cheating on her man, are you gonna go and tell her man that he's cheating on her? You see, loyalty lines. That's my point.
But
when it comes to friendships,
these guys are friends.
No, but you're not deeping what I'm saying. When you made an example of the police, I said that is where you're going off course, because you're using an example which you can't use in this particular premise. That's what I'm saying to you. The same way I purposely use that example so you can say what you just said. It's different because they're loyalty lines. But I'm talking, so that's why I said you can't use that example. So the police situation, let's throw that out there. It's out. It's off the table, right? So let's go back to this original situation, right? Yeah. I hear what you're saying. The good in this is that the truth has been revealed. We agree on that part, right? We agree on that. My thing is the motivations as to why he did it. You're thinking he gains nothing from it. He actually gains something from it. The nice guy is pissed off when other guys are able to play girls and get girls that they actually want. That's the motivation. That's why they blow up the spot. Now, if he really was this good guy you're talking about, like I said, then, and obviously because of the context again, it's a bit of a political situation. If he really was that kind of guy, you could have dropped this earlier on, my guy. Right? Now, you would have probably looked like a snitch anyway, right? But you could have dropped that earlier on and say, hey, look, I actually care about you, and this is why I'm dropping this information. None of that came out. Even at the end, he didn't say, oh, I care about you, and I want this information. No, he said, I've got information. You should know this. It had nothing to do with the girls. That's the point I'm making.
Well, why does a guy have to have a connection with a girl in order to save her from heartbreak?
Because of the word loyalty lines, right? Which comes with men and women.
Loyalty.
In this is.
So hold on. His loyalty is automatically with a guy that he's known just as long as he's known these ladies. So automatically, just because he's a guy, that's where his loyalties lie. No.
So this. When I say loyalty lines, it's not just to the bros. It is what society fabric, how it works. Okay, how men and women operate. Okay, right? How we operate is, and this is why I'm saying that a good guy will know how to navigate this space, and why we choose certain women to reveal this information to, because you cannot blow up the spot of every single individual male who's cheating on every single female. You can't. Okay, and a smart man knows you can't go to war with the whole world. You have to pick and choose your battles. So when he decided to release his information, this is what I'm saying. When he decided to release the information, it had nothing to do with the girls. And that's why I'm questioning. I'm pushing back on your motivation as to why he did it. It had nothing to do with the girls.
I didn't say it did, but I'm saying that it was helpful information that
Which we agree.
The girls can use, and I don't think that this is an indication that he's somehow a bad guy. I think this puts him more on the side, on the spectrum of good guy than it does bad guy.
A good guy would understand how to operate in this space. That's the point I'm trying to make to you. Because a good guy understands you cannot go to war with everybody.
So
this is what I'm trying to say.
What would a good guy have done knowing this information about Garrett when it comes to Sarah? What would the ideal?
He would have shut his mouth. He would have shut his mouth. Unless he has a connection with a girl, he would have shut his mouth. Honestly, and the reason why, again, this has got nothing to do, and this is different from snitches get stitches in terms of on the street stuff where someone kills someone. It's got nothing to do with that. I don't want anyone to extrapolate that. That's completely different. We're talking about interactions between human beings on a romantic scale and level, friendship wise. Let's not extrapolate it to that particular aspect. Keep it on the friendship romantic level. Okay, he doesn't say anything, and the reason being he doesn't say anything is because, like I said, are you going to say that for every single person? You can't. So you have to understand, you pick your battles wisely. A wise man knows when to speak and when he doesn't speak. A wise man knows when to intercede and when not to intercede. You cannot intercede on every single battle. Life you live will be very short. And I'm saying good in the context of the world, by the way, because a perfect man like Jesus will probably it would be involved in every single situation. But we're not Jesus. We're working with the constraints of this life that we're in. Okay, all right. And unfortunately, there are going to be aspects of character we cannot be perfect in. One being, we can't go to war with every single person and every single male who's moving mad. Can't do it. Cannot do it. Okay. And no woman would feel safe with the man who has war with every single male because they're moving mad. You wouldn't feel safe. Do you know why? Because he would make so many enemies. You're not safe. This is what I'm saying. It's a dark truth.
But don't you think that's why? Because you just said yourself, a good man knows when to speak, not to speak,
and that was not it.
He knows that he cannot go to war.
With
every single guy. So don't you think that it made more sense for him to speak on this issue when he didn't have to go to war, when he was already eliminated and things like that? Because at the end of the day, if he was still in competition, like prior to the elimination scene, if he's still in competition to win the hearts of these ladies, right? And he were to come out like Chris and just, tell all of the business, regardless of, the repercussions or whatever war might take place with the other guy, right? Then it would have looked like he was only saying this information to further his chances of getting in between these guys' relationship and these girls. And he would have had the reputation of Chris in this. But he didn't do that, okay? He was calculated in which and when he told this information. He didn't go to war with these guys. He didn't try to use it to better his game with the ladies. He told it at a point where there was no opportunity for him to advance his game with these ladies. I think he allowed situations to play out the way they did. He found himself eliminated, and then he was like, you know what? There's information that you do need to know. Seeing as though I see you headed down a path that is dangerous. Like you should know this before you go deeper. And why
would he say that though? That's my point. He has no if you don't have an attachment to this woman, why would you say that? See, this is what I'm trying to say. If you've lived in this world, hold on. If you've lived in this world long enough, you know how to operate because this world makes people not perfect. Do you understand? right? This world makes people not perfect. So what is the purpose of you saying it in that moment? That's the question I'm asking, the motivation. It was very purposeful, and it had nothing to do with being a nice guy. I mean, good
So
guy.
what is the benefit of him saying it in that moment?
The benefit is this. When you, and this is why I titled it Nice Guys. Nice guys get pissed off when other guys are able to do things that they cannot do.
I get that, but what does he gain?
That's the gain. The gain is this: when you say it, you know you've blown up their spot. That's the gain. That's my whole point.
But
when you are the nice guy,
gain anything from that other than
yes, that's the whole point. That's the gain. That's why they're nice guys, not good guys. That is the whole point. Because a nice guy, remember, the nice guy cannot do what other people do. That's the whole point. Yeah.
I agree with you that there's a difference between nice guys and good guys, but I think I think sometimes you miscategorize.
Okay.
I do. I think you were miscategorizing in previous reality shows that we were.
That person was a nice guy too.
I'm just saying, I think when it comes to this guy, I don't have enough evidence to say like, oh, he was just doing this, for whatever, because I think at the truth of the matter and what actually took place was there was nothing really for him to gain. He did not play the role of the snitch. Where
there's nothing to gain. Why did he say
hold
it?
Hold on, where he was using this to advance his own connection with the ladies. He waited till, okay, you guys made your decision. You've already eliminated me, but there's information that you need to know about the next guy because, listen, you're eliminating a nice guy. Remember, he is a self-proclaimed nice guy. He knows where he stands. So, meaning, in the context of this game, they're not differentiating between nice guys and good guys. They're not. They're putting them both in the same bucket. So he knows that he is this person and he's sticking by his morals. And really, that is the mark of a good guy. A good guy will stick by their morals regardless of what the implications are. It's the integrity aspect of it all. And I think that it was good that he said what he said. Otherwise, Sarah would not have the right information. She would be going based off of a lie for the rest of this season.
That's a business.
But see, that's not a good guy mentality.
I'm not a good guy.
A good guy is going to care about the feelings and heart and emotions.
We are, but we're not going to war for everybody. That's the whole point. The world does not allow you to war for everybody. I keep saying it.
I'm not saying
men will not go and war for everybody.
You keep talking about this war.
Because that's how men are. With women, it doesn't end in war. This is what I'm trying to say to you. See, come to me as a woman does not happen as come to me as a man. We don't have that.
Going to war if he's doing it in his elimination scene.
But that's what I'm trying to tell you.
He act differently. He picked his battle. He was strategic
like a female.
when he said the information.
Because men don't do that.
Oh God. Okay.
Men don't do that. We'll leave it there.
All right.
People probably listening going, freaking.